The question is, should how others see you matter? That's the question. Should how others see you matter? We're talking about vision this month, and today we're talking about vision of me. Should how others see you, should it really matter? All right? So if you're in here, I want you to put it in the chat. Tell me yes or no that you believe how others see you matters or not. All right? Tell me if you believe how others see you matters or not. Yeah. So should how others see you matter? All right? Like I said, we have time. And response is um my response is um I say yes and no. I say yes and no to that question. Uh, so let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. So let me share with you why I say yes and no. All right. So first of all, it does not matter for validation. Right? How others see me should not matter for my validation. All right? It should not matter for my validation. So I'm not expecting people to see me a certain way in order to validate me because God validates me and I have to learn to affirm myself. Right? So how others see me does not matter from the standpoint of validation. Now, depending on why I want people to see me or why people are seeing me for what particular reason they're seeing me, it does matter when it comes to uh, patronization, right? So if I want somebody to use my services, I have to realize that every day I wake up, I am my own brand. All right. So if you're in the chat not chatting, there it goes. I see you, Crystal. Right? I want you to put in the chat that every day I wake up, I just, no, don't put all that in the chat. Just put in the chat, I am my own brand. All right? Just say, I am my own brand. Every day that you wake up, you are your own brand. And if you want people to connect with you, how they see you does matter. What I learned from one of the young ladies that I mentor, I learned this. Is she's a branding coach, and she explained to me about branding and marketing, and she says branding is not what you think about yourself. Your brand is how others see you and what others think about you. Because when I look at McDonald's, when you look at McDonald's, you don't see Ray Kroc. You see those arches, right? So brand is how others see you. And so if I want people to patronize me for a particular reason, how I present myself matters. All right? That's important to know. I am my own brand. And so if I want people to partake in my brand and I want people to patronize my brand, I have to be mindful how I present my brand. Right? We're talking about vision. How others see me. Vision of me. How do people see you? And you're not doing it, you're not asking that question for validation. You're just asking that question because you want to know who is your target market. All right. I won't go into all of that. You can get more about that if you sign up for a subscription. You can get this. I did a whole lesson on 4 aspects of a clear vision. But how others see you for patronization, it matters. All right. Here's the other thing. How others see you does matter. Also, it matters for collaboration. It matters for collaboration because we have to understand that when we connect to people, their brand matters too. And so if I'm connecting to someone as a partner or an employee, or if I'm connected to them as a volunteer for their organization, I have to make sure that before I do that, I have to make sure that I want to be congruent with their brand. I want to be congruent with their brand. And if I am congruent with their brand, I cannot be a wild ass and a rogue to do my own thing. I have to be willing to make sure that I am in alignment with their vision. And I have to make sure that whatever I do while I'm in connection with them does not mess up their brand. So for the purpose of validation, how others see me does not matter, because it only matters how I see me and how I affirm myself. But for the purpose of patronization, if I want people to connect with me for a particular reason, I have to be mindful how I present myself. When David was being anointed king, right? When he was being anointed king, you know, something that God said to Samuel when he was looking at all the brothers, because he looked at the one that was a great stature, he was looking at the one who was stronger, who was more attractive. But God says, man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. We often skip over that statement that says man looks at the outward appearance. People are going to size you up to find out if they want to partner with you or patronize your services or not. So how you present yourself, how you put your website out there, how you put your content on social media out there, what you say, how you present it does matter if you want people to connect with you, right? Now, if it doesn't mean you got to be a sellout, but if you are wanting to connect to a certain market, it matters how you present yourself. It really does. But if you have to be mindful to make sure that you don't become unauthentic either, and become something that you're not just to connect with certain people. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on this week. Don't become something that you're not to connect with other people. You remain authentic to who you are, so that when people connect to you, they're connecting to your brand that's real and that's true. Because one thing that people appreciate above everything else is authenticity. And people are going to check you out. They're going to check you out to see if you're the same person in person as you are virtually. They're going to check you out to see if you're the same person with your family as you are with your ministry. They're going to check you out to see if you're the same person on your job as you are at home. They're going to check you out because they're looking for authenticity. Now, that doesn't diminish the fact that we are multifaceted creatures, right? And so how we matter, how we look, and what we look like, the vision of ourselves, it matters how other people see us for the purpose of patronation, and it matters how others see us for the purpose of collaboration. You got it? For the purpose of collaboration. If you are connecting with somebody, if you're collaborating with somebody, you have to make sure that your visions align, your missions align, and if you connected with them, you cannot decide that you want to be a rogue and a maverick, if you will. They have this term that I totally loathe these days, and that is a disruptor, right? If somebody is being who they are, you don't get to disrupt who they are. You don't need to disrupt their plan and get to demean them for being who they are. I'm sorry. Now, you cannot like it, and if it's oppressive, you can speak out against it. But if it's not oppressive and you connect with them, you have to connect with them. So, how people see us. Again, let's talk about it again. How people see us, it does not matter for validation, but it does matter for patronization and collaboration.